Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and I'm here today bringing you another Titanfall 2 loadout. Today we're looking at what I'm calling the Kraber Killer. This is a functioning Kraber-based loadout that's going to focus on increasing your overall efficiency and effectiveness with the Kraber sniper rifle across a variety of modes, including attrition, bounty hunt, and even pilots versus pilots. This loadout is indeed directly tied to my recent personal Kraber challenge. I posted that video about a week ago, and everything in this loadout is really a culmination of what I've learned in the past week using the Kraber day in and day out. Pretty much every stream I've done since then has featured an hour plus, 2 hours plus of Kraber gameplay. I've spent all of my free time with the Kraber sniper rifle, and I've come a long way as an individual using a Kraber, a weapon, by the way, that has no aim assist on the console with an Xbox One controller. This is a loadout that doesn't just focus on what you can do when you're top tier with the Kraber. It focuses very much on those of you who will be just picking up the Kraber for the very first time. It's a loadout that really focuses on the fun factor and raising that bar as high as I possibly can while pushing down the frustration factor and essentially trying to bury it deep, deep underground. It's very important, in my opinion, when you're learning anything, whether it's a skill in a video game or a skill in real life, that you minimize your frustration with that learning experience. It's going to make you learn more quickly, you're going to adapt more rapidly, and at the end of the day, you're going to want to learn more often because you're enjoying your time spent actually learning. That was the focus of this loadout. So there's lots of fail-safes built into the Kraber Killer, lots of fallbacks, and I'm going to encourage you time and time again to use your other equipment. Don't feel like you only have to shoot people with the Kraber sniper rifle. I know, we all get that way. Obviously, I want your main focus to be on landing shots with the Kraber, but when you miss, switch to your pistol. In this case, we're going to be running the P2 suppressed. If that goes wrong, don't forget about your Firestar. You know, you have fail-safes, you have fallbacks here. Use them to keep yourself alive. Survivability is always important in a first-person shooter, and survivability is key to maximizing that fun factor. Don't forget about it. So let's go ahead and start with the very first piece of our rather large puzzle here, our pilot tactical. We're going to be running the Stim. Let me make it very clear, the Stim. I don't suggest you use anything else. I think there's a lot of value behind the Stim, so let's talk about that value. Honestly, it comes in two main forms, mobility and survivability. Great positioning is really important when using a sniper rifle. Stim is going to let you consistently get yourself in good positioning. It's going to let you move around the map, go from point A to point B as quickly as possible, especially for those of you who don't slide hop or who don't air strafe. You already have enough trouble getting from point A to point B rapidly. Stim is going to be your buddy here. It's going to help you get to that next firing position. It's going to help you consistently relocate to make sure that you're not staying in one position for too long, which will simply get you killed, especially when you're starting off early. It's just an all-around effective tool for being in the right place at the right time to take the shots and then make the shots. The second piece, as I mentioned, is survivability. Just about 99.9% of the time when using the Kraber, you're going to find yourself in a situation where you need to run away. You fired a shot, you are maybe 3 feet from the target that you're engaging, they have an SMG, they're probably going to try and kick you in the face. Who knows what's going to go wrong? All you know is that you have to reload an incredibly slow to reload weapon. And I'm not talking about reloading the full magazine, I'm talking about just chambering another round with the Kraber. It takes a fortnight. So using the Stim as a disengage tool, survivability tool, is very important. You can simply pop out of combat. You can get the hell out of Dodge like you're in a DeLorean and everyone else is on horseback. It really does work that well. In my opinion, Stim crushes phase shift any day of the week as an escape tool. You don't have to break line of sight by hiding behind a building after you pop out of a dimension. You simply run away as fastly as you can. Now obviously, if somebody's got a lock on you, you're dead, you're dead. It's as simple as that. But more often than not, this is going to be a great tool for getting out of those sticky situations. I strongly recommend you use it, you get comfortable with it, and you make it your second best friend. The Kraber obviously is going to be your first best friend, so let's talk a little bit about it. This is obviously at the forefront of this loadout. There's not too much to say about the Kraber, but I want to talk a little bit about its functionality and throw a couple tips your way. It is a one-shot kill sniper rifle. As long as you hit the hitbox of that pilot, you hit them, they will die. There are no hit markers with this thing other than the kill hit marker. So precision is all that matters. Accuracy is all that matters. Just don't miss your target, right? That sounds easy. Of course it's not. It has a very slow projectile speed. It has a very slow reload speed. You won't be getting off rapid shots. So the best advice I can give you is to practice. Practice for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Practice at snack time. Practice every moment you possibly can. If you really want to be good with the Kraber, you are genuinely going to have to play nothing but the Kraber. That's the only way I have found to be able to improve as an individual, is to just keep using this thing. As soon as I switch to another weapon, it's like I forget what I just learned. You know, so as someone who really wants to master the Kraber, use the Kraber. It's as simple as that. Spend more time with it, and before you know it, you'll be getting better and better at leading your targets, compensating for the speed of your target and even your own speed, and ultimately, you'll be landing more of those shots in a larger variety of those trigger pull situations. Now, some advice for you, those of you guys who are starting way at the bottom with the Kraber. Let the enemy come to you at first. You know, eventually you can get ballsy and you can rush in and try and hipfire and quickscope people. But to start things, take on an Overwatch position, especially in a mode like Bounty Hunt, where you can genuinely get a good idea as to where the enemy is going to be coming from before you even see them. Give yourself that nice line of sight. Wait for the enemy to come to you, but don't get too complacent. Relocating is very important. Use multiple lines of sight on the map, constantly relocate, constantly reposition. But again, let the enemy come to you. I think this is a great way to start off things with the Kraber sniper rifle. Let's move on though. The Kraber is going to take some time to master. Accept that. Move forward. Practice, practice, practice. Let's talk about your backup tools. This is really where the fun factor in this loadout comes from. We are running the P2 semi-automatic pistol. In this case, I have it suppressed. If you use the P2, you're already comfortable with it, that's great. If you don't, give it a chance. Even with the suppressor, this thing hits really hard. You can rapid fire it up close, or you can tap fire it, and you can get some pretty long-range engagement shots with this thing. It's really quite effective. I personally like the suppressor because I like being able to land those sneaky kills, especially in objective modes like Bounty Hunt. I like keeping myself off the radar from time to time. Maybe I'm trying to set up a flank and I don't want to blast off a massive Kraber round for everyone to hear me. The P2 does a really good job in those situations when suppressed. Again, use it as your backup. If you fire off a Kraber round in close quarters combat, swap quickly. Don't worry about reloading. Make it almost sort of a muscle memory thing to fire a shot, switch to your pistol, and get ready to engage a target. There's nothing wrong with that. We're going for survivability here. We're going with overall success. A serial killer, much like the Kraber Killer, often has many tools in their arsenal apart from their primary weapon of enemy disposal. So keep that in mind here. Speaking of additional tools in your arsenal of killing, the Firestar is your plan C in this instance. The Firestar remains my favorite tool in Titanfall 2. I think it's incredible. I'm super good with it. You know, getting effective with this thing and realizing how powerful its AoE damage is makes it just as good as the pistol, in my opinion. And if you're having a really bad day and you miss your Kraber shot and you missed your pistol shot, well, at least you'll still have your Firestar. So you got a plan B and a plan C, and I want you to use them consistently. That is the purpose of the Kraber Killer loadout, ladies and gentlemen. This is a loadout that's going to take you from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to mastery with the Kraber, and it's going to let you have fun along the way. Now, there's one last piece of the puzzle here, and I found that this was very important for a class that is running no anti-Titan weapon. In fact, I want to thank someone from my stream, Loco Dingo, for really pointing this out. It was the last piece of the puzzle for the Kraber Killer loadout. It came together today. If you are playing an objective-based mode, if you're playing a mode with AI, specifically Bounty Hunt or Attrition, and you want something that's going to help you get your Titan more quickly, you only really have one choice, and that's to kill AI on the ground. Again, we're not running an anti-Titan weapon. Smart pistol boost, ladies and gentlemen. The smart pistol. Don't use it to kill pilots. Use it to kill AI. Grunts, inspectors, whether you're playing Bounty Hunter or Attrition, use this thing, hunt down those grunts, inspectors once you have your smart pistol up, charge your Titan, get in your Titan, and see success. I'm going to talk a little bit about my personal kit, but honestly, I'm at the point, guys, where it's power cell and low profile 24/7 for me. I don't think you should mess with wall hang. I don't think you should mess with the hover in this. All those things are going to do is they're going to tear down your muscle memory for engaging targets on the fly, on the move with the Kraber. So staying in consistent mobility, not having something that makes you float when you LDS, not having something that makes you wall hang when you ADS is very important when running the Kraber. Keep that in mind. And again, I recommend power cell to keep stim up as often as possible, and low profile to at least hide your visual signature from your jump kit to give you some element of surprise, at least when functioning at a distance. There you have it, guys. That's it. That's the Kraber Killer loadout. Head out onto the battlefield, give this thing a go. Remember, it's not going to be an easy path to success. You won't get your name in the newspaper for all the kills you've gotten without some hardships along the way. So go full Dexter, take whatever sort of a mental stand you need to become the Kraber Killer, and have fun with this one. I'm actually working on a full-blown Kraber guide that's going to look a lot deeper at the Kraber rifle itself and some of the things that I think are absolutely necessary to being successful with it over on the console side of things. Keep an eye out for that in the coming days. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a really great week for the channel. I've actually started recording standing up, which gives me more energy. I'm more into it. I get to talk with my hands. It's been a great week, and I want to thank all of you guys for making that happen. Lots of new subs. Welcome to the channel. If you guys have any thoughts of your own, any questions regarding the Kraber Killer loadout, as always, feel free to pop them right down in the comment section below. I am still working on that new closer, so as it so happens, I'll see you in the next one.